この番組は23時イエンのなんちゃら提供でお送りしております。
I've spent so much money. First of all, nothing is furnished. If you need to rent something, I didn't even know that I had this privilege in Canada. Whenever you rent anything in Canada, unless it's just like a super small space, everything is furnished. Like, sometimes they'll even give you a table. But at the very least, there's a fridge, a dishwasher, and a laundry machine. Here, nothing. Nothing. You have to buy everything from scratch. I asked, my colleagues were probably like, every time I met up with like the nijien folks, I'd be like, okay, where did you get your laundry machine? I'd be like, how much is this? How much was that? Where did you get this? And they're like, I can't remember. I got this here and got it for this. People were giving me advice like, oh yeah, if you get this, you get points for this, and then you get this for free. And I was like, that's not good enough, guys. That's not good enough. That's too expensive. And that's not good enough. There's no way. I'm so stubborn. Or I'm just really cheap or something. I don't know. I was like, $1,000? I'm talking about Canadian. I convert everything into Canadian dollars. I was like, $1,300 for a fridge. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way I'm getting $1,300 fridge. What the fuck? I was like, nope. I went into these stores and I did not know how serious they were about like, you know, advertising me to buy stuff. Not advertising, but I was like, I'm interested in buying a fridge. And then they'd be like, okay, please sit down. And I was like, oh, okay. You know, I don't know, I'm not used to that. In Canada, I'm like, I'm looking for this. And they'll be like, oh yeah, it's like, you know, this one is this model, this is an older model, this is that, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. But here, they're like, oh, you're interested in this? Okay, please sit down. And I'm like, oh, sit down? Oh, okay. I sit down, I wait for like 15 minutes because they need to do something. I don't even know, they have to hype themselves up or something. They come out, they're like, and I was also like, oh, like, you know, I don't really speak like Japanese very well, so they're like, that's okay, we'll get you a translator. I was like, what? Where can I get this service? Like, for literally my whole life. Just come in, they're like, oh, don't worry, I'll get you a translator. So there's a person who speaks English and then a person who speaks Japanese to kind of... There were two of them. It was very intimidating. I was like... They sat me down and they were like, okay, so I heard that you were interested in buying a fridge. And I was like, yes. So here are the package deals right now that are going on right now. If you go with this provider, like phone provider, you can get this many points to deduct off of this fridge. And I was like, whoa, hold on a second. So this has nothing to do with the fridge anymore. The fridge is like a side character. No, I'm not even joking. It was so serious. I was like sweating. First of all, I'm just there by myself. I don't speak Japanese. I'm just a little girl looking for a fridge. And they're like, would you like some water? And I'm like, yes, it's really hot outside, I guess so. And then they're just like, so if you go with this provider, like this phone provider, we can offer you this amount of points today to be used on this fridge. And I was like, but if I use the points on this fridge only costs like 800, and that's still a lot of money for me. I don't think they've ever met anyone so cheap. Like, I don't even think I'm cheap. I'm just really basing this off of like the fridges back at home. You know, back at home, a fridge is like unless you're really going for a super fancy one, like a regular fridge is like $300 or less. Like never 800 unless you're looking for that. I was just so confused. I really did not understand that this was like a whole new world. How much was your fridge in the end? Girl, let me finish my story. I'll tell you guys, okay? I'll tell you guys. So they're like, so there's two people. There's one guy to translate for me, and there's another guy who I think is like a senpai or something. So there's two of them. So the guy who speaks Japanese, he's speaking so much. There's so much information coming out from his mouth. And the guy who is translating for me says the exact same thing but all in English. But it feels a little shorter, honestly. Sometimes and it's not like I can't completely understand Japanese. So sometimes I do pick up on things and notice that this English translator is not translating. And I was like, okay. Like the Japanese employee guy would be like, please tell this customer that they have around a week and a half before this promotion ends. And if they don't do this within the next blah, 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 like there's a point deduction for starting from like June 21st. Yeah, I was like, what? And then this English guy like translated, and he's like, yeah, so basically if you don't go with this promotion, it's gonna be gone soon. And I was like, okay. I mean, I didn't call him out, you know. I was like, I should be thankful that someone's translating, but like, I think you're leaving out a lot of information. Like, I was like, okay, like, I mean, okay, I believe you. Knows enough to understand, but not enough to communicate. Yeah, that's literally where I am. So, basically, I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, like, I can't like do all of this right now because I actually have to go like back to my home country soon. So I don't think I have like the time to like set up. Because if you want to set up like a phone thing, I just want to look over like phone stuff a little bit more like on my own pace. So I kind of just like told them like, oh yeah, like, you know, I'm trying to like, I want to take my time like looking for a phone provider because blah blah blah. And they're just like, so we'll tell you the benefits if you go with this phone provider. Number 1, you get about something gigabytes of this. I can't remember. I was like, that's normal. They're like, you get this amount of gigabytes for calling and texting. And I'm like, guys, this is like a universal normal amount of gigabytes for calling and texting. Okay. I was like, okay. I didn't say anything. I was just like, okay. And they're like, where are you from? And I was like, Canada. I'm from Canada. And they're like, you need to ever call your family back into. They're like, do you have family in Canada? I was like, yes. And they're like, if you ever need to do international calling, there's a plan that gives you free international calling for the first 5 minutes. I was like, for the first 5 minutes? I just called my mom for 5 minutes? That's wow. I was like, oh yeah, I kind of just use like, you know, Wi-Fi for calling because, you know, we just call each other through like WeChat or whatever. And they're just like, well, if data is what you need, unlimited data for this amount of money. And I was like, that's normal too. Like, this plan sounds very similar to my plan back in Canada. It's very normal. Okay. Why does this sound like a threat? Well, I don't know. It's just the way I'm speaking. They were very nice. I was just like really intimidated. They're just like, they gave me so much pamphlets. They were like, this is the pamphlet for this sort of plan. This is the pamphlet for that sort of plan. And I think halfway they forgot that I don't speak Japanese because they started giving me pamphlets in Japanese. I'm like, I can't read this, man. And they're like, oh, you can use a translator. It's really easy nowadays to use a translator. It's pretty accurate. And I was like, not you telling me that. And then I honestly, like, we were there for 2 hours. Like, we sat there for 2 hours. And it was just 2 hours of, like, information. And these people got up, like, 3 times. Like, they got up together. I'd be asking them a question like, okay, how does this work? They would both get up and be like, please give us a moment. And they'd like go to the back rooms or something and like discuss. I don't even know. Like, I don't know. They were like taking a toilet break together. Like, they were like besties. I was like, what is happening? Like, this is the 3rd time you've gotten up. What is so special about like my question that you need to, like, they had to go to like their manager to ask or something? And I was just like, why does nobody know the answers to this? Like, what has happened? What is so special about my question? I literally was sitting there for like 15 minutes, like in intervals of like 3. I was like, what is happening? They absolutely got to sell it to you. Yeah, they were really trying to sell it to me. I was like, guys, I just don't think I could afford a 1,300 fridge. 今、お金足りないんですけど、でも、また今度考えてみます。You know, like, I like literally think, like, I think I sat there for so long, my Japanese improved. I'm not even joking. I like learned like 7 words. I was just like, okay, if I use this word and I tell them that I'm not ready, that I'm not looking for like, you know, this sort of refrigerator, maybe they will like leave me alone. I was like, I just want to look around. Like, we didn't even look at fridges. They were just trying to get me to buy one. I was like, I don't even know what kind of fridges you have. I don't care about my phone plan right now. I care about the fridge. That's what I'm here for. I didn't even know I was coming inside to like get a phone plan. I was like, I came here for a different like intention. Yeah, I was literally like, at one point I was just like, I don't think I need a translator anymore. I think like you've just been saying the same thing over and over. And then they were just like, okay, so you have to be careful of this because like if you do go with this plan and you don't do this by this time, there will be a fee. And I was like, does this have anything to do with the fridge or is this just like something else? So Like, after 2 hours, I was just super honest with them. I was just like, guys, I'm really tired. You were working so hard for like a foreigner who doesn't even speak any Japanese. I really appreciate it. You know, I was just like, I'm so supremely sorry. I was just like, I'm really tired. I will take all your information home and like, you know, think about it. Today I was just interested in looking at fridges and not really thinking about phone plans. So I'll take in all the information you give me and I'll take a look back at home and then come back when I've decided.
They're like, let's do it. Should we make a reservation for when you come back? I was like, oh my fucking god. They're like, well, how about next week, Monday? And then his colleague is like, oh, Monday I will not be here. But maybe you can ask this person to translate. I was like, you didn't even ask me if I was free on Monday. I'm not free on Monday! Or Tuesday, or Wednesday, or Thursday, or Friday, or Saturday, or Sunday. I'm never coming back here, man. I was like, you didn't even ask me if I was free. You're just making like a planning schedule amongst yourself. Like, bitch, I'm not coming back Monday, bitches. Like, please, yeah, you're testing my patience now. Like, what the fuck? I was like, I will come back on my own time, you know? And if you give me your business cards, like, I swear, I was like so big brain. I was like, look, if I take their business cards, they'll believe me a little bit more that I'll come back and look for them. I was like, here, look, if I do come back, I'll try to make you get the commission, okay? But I am not gonna come back on Monday or Tuesday. I'm gonna come back when I want to come back, okay? And they were so shocked. As soon as I said that I was gonna come back on my own terms, they sat there for like 8 whole seconds being super confused. They sat there, they're like, ちょっと待ってください. And then they like contacted their managers like, oh yeah, this customer seems... I was like, you really tell your manager that I'm not getting this because I'm tired? Like, really? I was like, okay. Did they start crying? Honestly, they looked like they were about to cry. And honestly, I was already crying, so whatever, I don't care. At that point, I have no empathy. I'm just like, guys, I just wanted to look for a fridge. Like, I wasn't even thinking of buying one. I just wanted to look. I just simply wanted to window shop. The manager was just like, yeah, make sure you give them this. Make sure you tell them that this campaign will be ending literally tomorrow. And I was like, you said it ended in 2 days. Like, yeah, but tomorrow's the last day you can register for it. I was like, what's the difference? Like, what? I think they're giving me a little bit of a decorated, personalized, customized campaign because maybe perhaps they're taking advantage of the fact that I couldn't speak Japanese. But honestly, I could understand a lot more than they think. But did you even see one fridge? No, I didn't actually. I didn't see one fridge. I got sat down and I didn't even get to see a fridge, which I thought was very interesting. I was like, can I at least look at the fridges? And they're like, oh yes, of course. But first, let me explain to you. And I'm like, okay. So, as you can tell, I did not buy a fridge. I think they were really nice. Of course, like, you know, it's their job and they probably wanted the commission. They were nice enough to give me a translator, so it was a little bit easier to understand. But yeah, I think I was just not prepared for that sort of like environment. I didn't know that like if you walked into a store and you were thinking about buying something, it meant that you were gonna buy something. I don't know. For me, it takes me a couple times to kind of like decide whether I want to buy something. So they're selling fridges like we sell cars. No, I'm not even joking. It's exactly the same. Like I totally like that makes so much sense. Like what you said is exactly right. Like in Canada, people sell cars exactly like that. And it was just really shocking to me because I didn't think they would do this for fridges. I don't know, maybe their fridges are like just super duper like high tech or something, but like I was just so shocked. I was not ready to like invest in a fridge. They're like, you can pay in installments. I'm like, that's not the point. But if you pay in installments and you don't pay on time, there's like a interest. I was like, there's an interest on a fee? On a fridge? Like, guys, are you kidding me? Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know. I was like, I'm so confused. I was so shocked. I had to cry to my dad. I was like, Dad, what's happening? And like, oh yeah, you went to those stores. Like, don't go into those stores. Don't tell, if you're gonna go into those stores, just look at the fridges quietly by yourself. Don't tell people that you're gonna buy, that you're thinking of buying something. I'm like, okay. It was so funny. Yeah, it was a huge